Now, today's webinar is presented by Fundy Storyteller Audrey Kelly, who started as a graphic designer, but who's become a very well-respected and award-winning photographer. Hi, Audrey, how are you?
Oh, hello, Angela.
Hi.
You're smiling about your re-enter there. How long do I get my face on here? Right there. Is that
there
cool?
We are. Hi, good to see you. You're looking well.
Okay. Oh God, I don't know. Actually, I was glad that, remember the start of the week, that email came through. No hair, no nothing done.
Oh, yes.
I read it. So yeah, thank God I'm prepared, more prepared today for it.
Excellent. Good to see that. So you're going to talk about the importance of branding. I understand that's kind of partly informed by your background in graphic design.
Yes, definitely. I actually feel I feel kind of blessed that I have graphic design along with my photography, because it's helped me so much. You'll see how many brands I have, and for me then it just comes easy. But I have to say, there's so many softwares and stuff out there too that anybody can kind of be a graphic designer these days, like especially the Fundy software. There's other things as well that you can get in your phone and stuff. So yeah, so I'm hoping to kind of share the principle of what I believe a brand should be. And I've just actually, over this last couple of years, I've took it to the next level and I've made it really, really personal. So I've got myself on Instagram, scary as hell, but you have to do it. So I'm going to be talking a wee bit about that. And that's kind of where I'm going with just about you being your brand and how much I have seen that it just helps. I believe that people buy off people. They don't really buy, well, they do buy products as such, but for me, it has worked for me. It's worked for other businesses that I'm kind of managing as well. Like, so hopefully people can kind of grab something from this. So yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, that sounds fantastic. So if you'd like to start your presentation, we'll get rolling.
That is grand. So have I already shared my screen, Angela?
Not yet. No, you need to share it again, please.
This is like my third Zoom call only. So I think that's it there, isn't it?
Great. Yep, that's working. So yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you.
So I am sorry, everybody, but there's 38 slides. I literally finished the slideshow 5 minutes ago. And I tend to kind of cram a lot of content in. I think it's a safeguard for me presenting as well, so that I have the content to kind of share. And I find webinars a wee bit kind of scary because it's like you're talking and you don't know if anybody's listening. So anyway, I will start. So last night, actually, I went on. I am a brander. I'm a graphic designer, as Angela said. So, and then I fell into photography. So I actually thought, like, I know what I was taught in branding, but I just thought last night I would go on to see what Google says about branding. And this is what it said. So actually, there is some things there. I've never, ever looked this up. But there is some things there that I was kind of like, oh, well, I do that, I do that, I do this, whatever. Like, so this is like a lot about the branding as well. Like, what is brand? So for me, the foremost in branding would definitely be your identity, trust, and just that personal approach. And that's what I'm really concentrating on. I've concentrated on it from day not. And it's continuing on to kind of like, I'm using now the means of Instagram stories, all that kind of stuff now, like to try and kind of help with that. So what is branding to me then? So my branding actually began like 2009, started out new photography, and I just followed what everybody else was doing. Hadn't a clue, did the whole clinical studio, white and black, umpteen colors of frames. And it wasn't even me. It definitely wasn't me. It was just, I was going with the flow. I was new to the industry and I just copied. And then I was like, I just wasn't satisfied. I kept bringing in new products, doing new kind of branding, and nothing ever fitted. So actually I designed this studio here. Then I built this premises here in 2012. And when I was designing it, I designed it exactly everything that I love. So I'm like a farmer's daughter, and I love nature. I love wood. I love like browns, dark colors. So I just put myself into my decor. And then it kind of continued on then to my my products and that as well. So I scrapped all the bright colors. the starch whites, blacks, all that kind of stuff, and just kind of became more me. So this was kind of the start. Now this is very clean. It's not this clean at the minute. There was also other wee things that I kind of did too. I started to do my own printing as well. So it's just started to kind of discover new means of saving an area. So I invested in the printer and started to bundle up my prints and things like that. So again, I was just learning. Now this decor, you wouldn't believe, this decor is still the same. It's kind of embarrassing, but people come into my studio, and because it's a timeless look and because I love it myself, I never tire from it. I just don't ever feel the need that it needs redone. So that's 2012. We're now in 2021. So yeah, and it still looks the same. But that's why I believe too that your decor is your instant first impression. People still come into my studio even now and they go, wow. And to me, that's the very first protocol for your brand. And it just gives people that sense of either you're going to be expensive, you're going to be cheap, you're going to be like whatever. Like to me, it just gives you that first inkling. That's if you get them into the studio. So that is my studio. I did a wee mood board first off. I believe that this is handy because if you go somewhere else, you have this to kind of reference from. So this is a quick mood board. Again, just this then can add into like materials that you use for your packaging, but I'm going to talk about that later. I know I'm kind of rambling here now, but I'm trying to get through these quick because I know I have a lot to go through. So I then, again, I took that brand that I kind of created oh, sorry, I don't know why that. And I did another premises. So with that premises, I just used that same stamp and just stamped it into the new building. So let's do it on that screen actually. So again, this was all my market material back then. This is my this is my portrait brand. This was also my wedding brand back then as well. So what I did was I just simplified everything. I got rid of all, you know, the multicolored frames because this is more me, it's more my brand, and it just all works in uniform. So see where are we now? So yeah, so again, it's just about the packaging. I actually ended up buying myself because I wanted to stand out from the crowd. I ended up buying myself an etcher because I wanted to make wooden gift vouchers. I believe somebody that's into branding, I believe if I was going to get a value of £500, I don't want it in a piece of paper. So I'm not ditching anybody that has like gift vouchers that are paper form, but just think what you could do different that makes it's all, to me, it's about the experience as well. So a brand is about the experience, and it's about, if you can imagine somebody buying a gift voucher from your brand and they're giving it to somebody else, they're instantly getting what they're going to experience right away because they don't have any clue who you are. So I then bought myself the etcher and I etch now the gift vouchers, the wooden gift vouchers. Again, just trying to make yourself stand out from the crowd and just to make yourself seem that wee bit more valuable. So again, I had my album company tortured. I was like, I want this color, I want this color, and I made them bring in certain materials and stuff. So if you have a certain color in mind, don't be scared to ask your album companies or anybody that you're kind of working with, your suppliers. Do you know, I always say it's not like, what can they say is no. So I actually ended up getting material, and especially for my brand with my companies, which was really, really nice on their behalf. Like, so where are we now? So again, it's about keeping it simple. So sorry, I don't know what's. So what I did then, again, regarding my album covers and stuff, I actually only give my clients colors that match my brand. So I do have swatch boxes or swatch books of like my wedding album suppliers, but I'm like, kids aren't getting pink, kids aren't getting red, kids aren't getting, do you know what I mean? So I will always recommend the colors that I believe will work consistency with the images that's inside and with just the whole overview of the brand itself, and the images, because my images actually also look like my brand. So yeah, so if you are given too much choice when it comes to album covers, and because there's so much out there, try and strip it back a wee bit and just even stick to the colors that's within your brand. Just even try it out just to see how it goes. I've never had an issue, never had anybody want a pink or red or bright blue album cover, and everybody's just really appreciated like my own branding for what it is itself. Again, it goes for everything that's online as well, PDFs. So yeah, I'm hoping that you can see how anal I am about all this. Again, here's my gift vouchers that I used. I also, when I'm photographing something for online, where photographers, people take good pictures. So I would take pictures of pictures and set them in a situation. So again, this, the mushrooms and the moss and all that, that's actually very much related to my newborn photography, because that's very nature-like. So again, it's just always thinking about your online presence as well, and using good stock images, and don't be taking everybody's stock image. Like, go and like create your own. So also, I probably took it a step too far. I end up getting cars the same color. So I got myself a car. It was the Brown brand. It was my C2 photography and design. So keeping in mind that this back then is also my wedding brand. So C2 photography and design. The design actually was my graphic design. Whenever I started out in photography, I actually did a wee bit of graphic design, but it just got too much, and then I just concentrated in photography. So I actually kept the design in it because I thought that it gave the impression that I was kind of creative and more designy. I don't know, but I just stuck with it. So anyway, I then got myself the right car. So it also transferred to my products. So I always have a reason of why. If clients ask you, but that's so dark, give them a reason. So I actually tell my clients the reason why I do the framing that I do. So I actually, again, I went and asked my my framers, can they get me a certain mount card? It was exactly to my business cards. So again, I wanted everything consistent. So the reason why I went to dark and dark, because I know, and anybody that goes to judging and stuff like that as well, it's just a concept that you kind of, your brain and your eye kind of knows, is that your eye will be drawn to the dark or the lightest part of an image. So for me, I don't want the frame. I want the frame to complement the picture, but I don't want the framing and the finish to kind of take away from the expression and the pictures and things like that. So you can even see with this here, with the lighter framing, that actually it does draw your attention away a wee bit from the subjects. So again, still keeping within my brand. So something else that I was just could not get over this barrier. I could never for the life of me go digital. I just loved products. I loved that sense of handing over a product, seeing it on people's walls, having the control of the finish. So like, I know that if I was to hand over a digital, that somebody would take my image and they could end up putting a pink frame on it, like really just doing like stuff that I know that would come away from exactly what I'm trying to create here. So I just had this hurdle. I just always thought and saying, well, why can't I do digital? I actually was probably losing a lot of clients because I just couldn't get over that hurdle. But there was just something inside me that I was just like, I just can't do it. So I think it was just that wee bit of quality control and just having that grip to my brand, my own branding. So here's where actually the light kind of dawned on me why I do what I do and why I don't do certain things. Like, so in 2017, I became Fundy ambassador. I met Jonathan over in London. And again, I was just doing things as I was doing. We all go to workshops. And again, it was even the digital was, and the way I thought about digital, it actually transferred over to like my wedding work. And my wedding work, I've went to like loads and loads of wedding seminars, and everybody talked about upselling and charging more money for layouts. And to me, it just never, ever sat well with me. And I knew I was losing money. I was like, but I know. And then I just thought, well, who says I'm right and who says I'm wrong? Do you know what I mean? So again, I just could never ever figure out why I was the way I was. And I had these kind of feelings towards my work and towards just how I did things. So Jonathan actually had a conversation with me, and it really opened my eyes. So Jonathan did an exercise with me that he probably has done with everybody that he meets, but it was the best exercise that I did. And this is where I really began to figure out who I was and why I do what I do for my brand. And this is why I'm kind of saying that your brand is about being you. I know the topic, the subject's called being your brand, because everything that we do, every choice we make is something that we actually like. The decor, your colors of your albums, the photographs that you take, like we all have these like preferences. So Jonathan did this exercise with me, and I have to say, like, I've never looked back since. It had actually answered loads of questions. And now whenever I look at products and I'm kind of a wee bit hesitating, and the industry maybe is doing different things, like so many people are doing digitals and so many people are doing like album upsells, and not album upsells, sorry, layouts upsells, spread upsells, image upsells. This then made me feel so much more comfortable that I wasn't broke. And I was like, I'm normal. It's just because of who I am and what my business beliefs is. So Jonathan did this exercise with me. If you know Jonathan, you'll have done it. You'll know what the outcome is. So my outcome was these words here. And my words was vision, creative, love, drive, honesty, and giving. So these are my core business beliefs. And this is now how I just see my business. So, sorry, I don't know where that other slide's been. We'll just tap on here. So these all kind of define why I do what I do, from products that I choose, to the photographs that I take, to how I can interact with my customers. So yeah, so I have like so much to thank Jonathan for. So here is actually why I know it's hard for me to do digitals. So those who maybe have went to any of my workshops before will know that this is my backstory. It's my granny. My granny was an orphan. This was her first family she had, and she was mad about photographs. Took photographs so much, like, and every time that I think about the whole digital thing, and even though every other person in the market is doing, or in the industry is doing digital, I keep thinking back to Granny. I keep thinking back to how I got into photography. Granny printed her photographs, and this is what I believe is what photography is all about. It's about printing. It's not about digital. So I have to kind of go with kind of what's inside me and my beliefs. So again, if I didn't find these photographs, I would never have been inspired to be a photographer. So I have a lot to thank my granny for as well. Like, so I just keep going back to Granny's method, and I always say I'm flying the flag for Granny. I'm sticking with prints, and that's it, regardless of what the industry is doing. So this is where you need to really, people, just don't get influenced too much and don't go against your grain. I found I was going against the grain a wee bit, or trying to kind of go against the grain a wee bit, and I just felt uncomfortable with me. I started to then just like, I'm so happy within my business now, and I just know because I'm doing everything that I feel right for me. So again, I do wall products, but I also do then, I have a wee bit of give in me. I'm not that bad. So I do tell my customers that I can be worked with. I believe if we're creating a service, we need to be giving them a product, because again, it's advertising as well. Like, so I would, but again, as I say, I'm workable. So I would tell my clients that I'm only doing wall products. So you can do the wall displays also. This is another branding thing. I actually took a picture of my own studio space so that I could promote my packages. So I do albums, and I do albums which I actually design up in Fundy. I do the products, or I do the prints as well. So digital was never ever mentioned, and nobody ever mentioned them. They respected my values of my business and my brand, and it was never ever questioned. Until then, I just thought, do you want to know something? I need to go with the flow as well. And I think I was losing clients, and I was losing I was probably just losing I was losing revenue probably. So I thought, I'll work with it. So I've thought I'll give and take. So I've created then a product that kind of works both ways. Both parties are happy. So I created the product that is the print boxes. So it's prints plus the digitals. So I always explain to my clients that anybody that just wants digitals, I explain to them the reason why. And it is very much back to that I feel like when I hand the digital over, I have absolutely no control. You see there how fussy I am about my brand, about quality control, about my products. And I just dread to think that if I hand over the file, what are they going to do with it? And there's so much stuff there now online and on your phones and stuff, swipe rights, all these filters. And again, at the end of the day, goes right back to your brand. People can see that on the wall. I had the time where I used to do sneak peeks on Facebook. Somebody actually grabbed the sneak peek off Facebook, really, really bad quality. And I seen it in a picture in the background, and I knew they didn't purchase the canvas. But what annoyed me the most wasn't the revenue that I lost. It was actually the fact that there was a really, really low quality picture of mine up on display. And actually my logo was on it. They didn't really care. Up on display. And it was attached to my name. And it was really, really bad quality. It was pixelated, obviously. And that really just ate me up. And I actually contacted the girl and explained to her the situation, but whatever. People will do stuff like that. But again, this is why, but products, just think about products. So you can have a wee bit of give. You don't have to be completely stubborn. So I have a wee bit of give now, and I have created these print boxes. Actually, there is a screen here that it's doing the video, but it's not doing it here. So where are we? So also, this kind of comes with my one of my words of given, and the fact that I just can't do. I'm sorry, folks. I don't care. I cannot do for the life of me upsells, extra spreads, extra images, all that. I know I'm losing money. I'm not saying you're right, I'm not saying you're wrong, but for me personally, it sits really uncomfortable with me. So for my clients, I give them it all, because for me and my brand, and I'm a giver, I want to know that I have done the absolute best for my client. It's their wedding day. I'm a storyteller. I don't want to be skimping. I don't want to be skimping through the stories or through images just because of revenue and because the clients can't afford it. Or, I don't know. It sat uncomfortable with me. But so I would say that Fundy actually has really helped me give more. I used to be doing album designs and another software, but the efficiency and flow of Fundy, it actually makes me, now I have to say, I know there's people that do create albums in like 20 minutes, but I have to say maybe it would take me about a day, I would say, because I am so pernickety and I like to tell every wee aspect of the day. I will probably jump on to Fundy and show you just kind of some of these, but you can see here like 294 images I have maxed out. I will always ask my supplier, what's the max pages? And they tell me, and that's what I count for as a graphic designer as well. And actually, I had a girl working for me, and she was a graphic designer. We actually felt that it was easier to design an album with more layouts than less, than trying to cram everything into 60 pages than 100 pages. And it just flowed nicer, and it just looked more aesthetically pleasing. So that's the reason why I give so much. So this is my lockdown wedding. It's an October wedding, and yeah. So I might actually, Angela, I don't know if I can I don't know, do you want to go on and see a wee bit of this, or is it okay just to continue?
Do you want to just carry on with the slides for now?
Do you want me to? Because I think there's been already, like, people know how to use Fundy,
Yes,
don't
we've
they?
had webinars about, we've
Yeah,
had webinars
so
about how to create
just
albums.
check the webinars. But for me, what I kind of wanted to point out here was the fact that I can put in so many more images and just more efficiently with the Fundy software. If anybody's used it, they know how easy it is to use. As a graphic designer, it's like, it's so simple, but you don't have to be a graphic designer to use it either. So I am going to just jump on then to, because you're telling me to, Angela, why I rebranded. So I have, for the years that I was open, I had always went with the C2 photography branding, and it was my portraits and my weddings. So it was newborns, couples, everything. And why I chose to have a generic name was because at that time I was starting out, I actually was getting married, so I couldn't use my personal name. And then I just wanted to go personal with it. So then I thought I would split my weddings and my portraits, because I also wanted to market the different areas, and I didn't want people like going on my C2 page and seeing wedding images, and going on my Audrey Kelly website and seeing baby images, because I think some has been and some is yet to come. So I just split the brands, and it's worked so much more efficiently for me, because I'm able then to kind of channel my market audience better now. So I also wanted to just freshen things up. Again, I'm a graphic designer. I love a good rebrand. I have the tools to do it. It's something that's in me. I'm a graphic designer, so it comes easy to me. But again, there's so much out there that you don't need to be a graphic designer these days. There's so many softwares out there that makes it so easy for people now. But I'm hoping that I can kind of share the principle of it with you. So again, for me, it was to suit my new target audience and my name change. So I also wanted to go real lush, like wedding brands. To me, I thought that I would go to be one of these wedding photographers, if I'm honest, that would be real high-end market. It didn't sit well with me as well. So I still used that concept of real high-end brand, but just kept my prices reasonable. So I would say to people, if anybody's asking, I would say to people, I'm like a TK Maxx. I love TK Maxx, actually, or is it TJ Maxx? They call it in America. So I love TK Maxx because I love a bargain. I love that I'm getting quality for, I'm not saying I'm next to nothing, but it's cheap for what you're probably getting. So again, it's just a wee bit of me into the concept of my brand. So I then started to look at the real top end brands. And then I created my logo. Again, people will know I'm from Northern Ireland. So there's wee simple things like that you can do, and you can use wee elements that will make it unique to you. So anybody, well, hopefully everybody's visited the Giant's Causeway. So this was kind of to represent the Giant's Causeway. I used my Audrey Kelly photographer name. I just went really simple with the logo, because the other brands, like all these kind of Chanel and all that, just seemed like they're really simple brands. So if I want to connect with that kind of audience, these are the logos that they probably most associate with. So just keep that in mind. So here was my wedding brand launch. I didn't do a wedding fair in years, and I thought, I really need to do a wedding fair. So I thought no better way for me to kind of show people that actually I was no longer C2 photography. I was now Audrey Kelly photographer, to do a wedding fair. So again, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. And that's what I did. So I used the concept of bringing my studio to the stand. I took the curtains down off my own studio space, and you can see I used the mats and that. So again, it just meant that I'm keeping everything consistent. I was so disappointed to see actually in some exhibitions that like some photographers and some creative people were just really not like giving it their all for their stand. And to me, that's what stands out. It's like, if you're creative, you need to show it. There's people who just had plain white backgrounds, a couple of pictures set up. So I wanted it to be really personal. I created that wee space that you could sit down and look at the albums, made it comfy. It's just like the studio. So again, I have my albums on display. You won't see any pink albums. You won't see any red albums. It's all kind of, and again, I added a couple of awards. I didn't overwhelm them. A couple of awards, impact image. And yeah, so just gonna see what I did there. Again, whenever I was doing this brand, I chose an image, a brand image for my wedding brand, and I just made it consistent throughout. This was actually the design layout here that I wanted to use for my pull-up banners, but I used this one here, as you can see. I could end up printing these off, but I just went for this image here, because this image actually, it was the one that I first won my award with. It sits with me emotionally. So again, I will use that now throughout all my wedding brand and material. So here's where we get into the nitty gritty. So again, whenever you have your colors and your logo's a must. When you have a logo, it's so easy to just start slapping that on to every single brand, but make it work. A logo actually should work in monochrome as well. Don't make a logo so overcomplicated that you can't make it like simplified, and you can't make it into like a stamp or make it into stationery and things like that. So I made ribbons, I made like my business cards, I made the wee wax stamps, the wee deboss tool, everything. Like, so that's, I say, if you're really, really stuck, get a really good logo first if you're creating a new brand, and then stick with that. So again, here's where Fundy comes into it. And Fundy, actually, whenever we were doing the wedding fair, I wanted something, again, I'm trying to market that kind of clientele, and everybody loves a good magazine to flick through. It just makes you seem that wee bit more, what would you say, grander, and it just looks so much more professional. So I went, and actually I not took the credit for this, because my studio assistant actually designed this for me, but she designed it on the Fundy software. But even for her, it was so easy done. I might actually just jump on. Should I jump on, Angela, and show it, or just continue?
Yeah, why not? That'd be good.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, go for it.
You bored? You bored with my slides? Hang on. How do I get off of here now? Just
you have to go to I think you have to go to unshare, and then you have to do a new share when you want to go back.
So stop share. Am I there?
I can see you now.
Where am I? I need to get out of here. Can you see me?
I can see you. Yeah. So are you going to share your screen with the PDF showing? Is that the plan? Or Fundy Designer?
Yeah. So I will share this screen now. Is that it now?
Excellent. So we're Fundy Designer now.
Can you see me? Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yeah, we can see Fundy Designer.
Yeah, you can see it. So perfect. So yeah, so what I say is, if you are creating your magazines, get loads of content together in a folder first, and go from that. Like, don't skimp on content. We put a lot into this. Again, here's the image that I used. That's consistency going to be used now throughout my brand for Audrey Kelly. And I know everybody hates talking about themselves, but there's loads of copywriters out there. I actually got a couple of copywriters just to I talked a wee bit about myself, and then they kind of jizzed it up a wee bit. Because people do find it really, really hard to talk about yourself, or to do a write-up about. But again, be personal with it. I think I talk about my family and stuff. So yeah, so content's key. Make sure, and what you can do then, like we just had a load of images that we were going to use all my favorite images. We took loads of like product images. People use their photographers. Well, I can use their photographers out there. Take photographs. Do you want to know something? Forgive me, but there's many a time I just even take it with my phone, just to get it out there. They do say, there's a good saying saying, done beats perfect. So even if it's just even, again, but remember, if this is a magazine, it's probably okay to do it on the phone if you're doing a presentation or doing like what would you say, like a Facebook post or Instagram or stuff. But if this is going to be a quality magazine, no, maybe don't do it on your phone. So take that back. So yeah, so I instantly showed my space as well. Show your space, give people a feel for where you are. So this actually came with ready-made templates, and we just literally dragged and dropped. We made up the text. Again, if you have absolutely no flair for design, it's okay. You just have to drag and drop, because Fundy has actually created templates that, because I do know from my graphic design degree, there is methods that you use to please the eye, and actually the templates have been used and placed in a way that you can just fill in. So columns and things like that, placement of images. So they're already there. All you have to do is drag and drop. It's so easy. So I've promoted my engagement sessions. I talked a wee bit about me, my workshops. So this was my magazine. Actually, it was a credit to my my assistant. She did it well. Again, I overlooked it. So that was that. So I am going to just jump back into, Angela, do you want me to show anything within that? Or I think it's really, I think
it's fine, because we have had a magazine webinar.
Everybody else has got it sorted. That's good. That's good for me. So I'm going to jump back in then to my slideshow again. Where are we? Keynotes. But I'm going to show you how you can actually, how I've used, okay, I've designed the album, or I've designed the magazine in Fundy, but how do you take it a wee extra step, and just to kind of make the experience, a wee bit better for your potential clients. So I then exported the layouts. I also, I'm going to actually just play this then. Is that okay, Angela?
That's great, perfect.
So what I did then for my wedding fair, I actually ended up going and doing, like, I did print these out, graphic studio. I ordered these so I had handmade, like, physical ones, and then I just, for those, because you don't actually want people taking these away, so I ended up just doing, like, on my iPad, like a wee flip show. I don't think it's actually going to show here because the screen is shared here. Might not. No, it's showing another screen. Let me see if I can drag this in. No, I can't. Lost my space now. All right. Sorry, it's not showing. It's not showing, Angela, the flip book. But again, I used the designs. I was able to export the designs from the Fundy software and able to put them into, like, Flipstack, I think it's called. And then I just used that then to kind of display it and have it running in the background. So, and actually they were able to flip it themselves, which was kind of quite nice on an iPad. It was just interactive. It was just kind of a wee kind of novelty thing. Like, but again, it's just making the experience of coming to your stand that wee bit better than everybody else, because at the end of the day, you're got loads of competitions at these wedding fairs. So where am I at now? I'm going to actually just do this full screen again. So again, with, you will see then with my Audrey Kelly brand, I keep my my covers simple. I have chosen black. Black's so classy. And burgundy is one of my favorite colors. So I've just kept it really timeless, simple colors. Again, don't overwhelm people with colors. especially if it's something that's going against your brand. So yeah, I like to have complete control. So this is here where actually when you leave wedding fairs, it's what you do next. So with that wedding fair, I actually ended up doing a wee competition, run a competition, so you can get their email addresses and things like that. Like, so I did, and then I followed up every single person that came to my stand. Also, what I did whenever I was at my stand was I was very honest with people. Like, I instantly told people that I was probably the dearest person that they're going to see today. And I explained to them why. And I explained to them that I am dear because I give everything as a whole. So you don't have no hidden costs. So again, it's just that part of me that I don't do after sales. I don't do upselling. So I like to be open and honest with my couples that this is the starting price. If you're happy enough for the entry album, this is all you'll have to pay. This is what you get for it. There's no extra hidden cost. And I kind of informed the clients that came to my stand. Now, after that wedding fair, I got like about 20 bookings. I was so happy. I hadn't done a wedding fair in like 7 years. And at that time I was just losing the faith in them. And it really gained the faith back. But to me, I think it was actually how I approached it. How I approached it actually was what made it work. And my after. So I always say that your aftercare and your after communication is so important. So here's actually where too, your online presence is so important. So I did the emailing everybody, every single person that came to my stand, emailed them. Here's a wee follow up. Something that I've actually started to do now. I can't click on these here, but everybody likes to see people in person. Do you know what I mean? Nobody likes being on screen, but you have to get comfortable with it, people. I'm sorry. It's the way we are, this generation in this day and age of marketing. Instagram's like the place to be now, I believe, for your marketing. People's buying into people. I went on a course one time, a social media course, and he told me you need to get your face on there. I literally went out to the car park and put up a post straight away. Just got out of my comfort zone, did it. That's it, done. Haven't stopped since. Can't shut me up. People will vouch for this. They follow me on Instagram. But for me, it's people connect more with a face than an image or text or whatever. So if you're not using your stories, people, on Instagram or Facebook, you need to start. I always tell people, get over yourself. Just get over yourself. So yeah, what I did then with that concept, I actually created, these are actually explaining my albums. So after the show, I actually went back into the studio and did a video, live video. Here's albums. If your couple wasn't there, so I actually said about the fiance, because sometimes the fiancés don't be there. So I was like, hey, fiance, if you're not there, here's me. Here's your potential photographer. And this is what I'm about. And I just kind of showed them the albums, talked through, told a wee bit about me, and that's it. And do you know what I know, son? This was the best, actually, the best marketing that I came up with, because people now get back to me instantly rather than just an email, that you're just emailing somebody and then it's just text. There's no images, there's no nothing. So to me, they click on this, they see who I am. So yeah, I also send a link to my online magazine, which looks super professional. Everything's in it for them. And I also put everything else on it, booking form and that. So here's just actually an example of how this worked yesterday. This girl here actually found me on Instagram. This is yesterday. I got this booking yesterday. This girl found me on Instagram. And this is the email I got through. Hello, I found you on Instagram and I wondered if you do wedding photography. Are you available? So I instantly then sent her through this. She's seen me. She has seen who I am. She's got a feel for who I am personally. This won't show here because I don't know what's wrong. It keeps playing on the other screen. But I actually then did a video of my current albums that I have and just was like, hello, Karen, it's Audrey here. Here's my current video. So again, done beats perfect. My studio, you can see, it was a mess. I had all trainers on me. It's like, just do it. And there you go. I got the deposit through. that night. So they booked me for the wedding. And I think, and now I didn't even speak to this girl. The only thing was she found me on Instagram. I then found out that actually she found my Instagram on my fine art. So I don't know what kind of photograph she's going to look for a wedding. But anyway, it's all means of getting the book, and it doesn't matter where it comes from. So again, where are we at now? So yeah, it's your online presence. I have now, like, I do my personal, this is me here. This is not all my personalities here in a nutshell. I believe that there's some things that I can't talk about on one account to another account. So this is my personal brand. Again, I have other areas too that in the future that I want to market. I'm all into wellness and gut health and things like that. So my photographer clients don't want to be listening to me talking about stuff like that. As much as they would really get to know me really, really, really well, maybe too well, but still, it's my personal space, and it's for another kind of brand that I'm hoping to kind of do in the future as well. So I have, you can see I've split my portraits and my weddings. Yes, I need more followers. Again, it just keeps things simple for me. So it means then, like, actually, in the heat of, like, it must have been 2019 now because I did no weddings last year, I was flat out on my stories during my wedding season. And I kept getting messages through from people, got loads of bookings actually even from it. I kept getting messages through from people saying, Audrey, oh my God, you're my favorite TV show at the minute. People love seeing behind the scene. If you're confident and you have time, get up on the stories on your Instagram. Again, it's just that persona. It's getting your personality out there. People see it. People see how you're working at weddings, how you're connecting with the clients and other couples and people around them. So yeah, this has worked wonders for me. So this is actually the brand here that Karen, my booking from yesterday, found me, and I'm like, I don't know, but anyway, I got the booking. So it's about marketing to the right audience. So that's what this slide is about. So it's about getting yourself out there, and we do have all different wee avenues that we explore, and maybe some doesn't need to be heard then from others. So again, get back to the gift vouchers. New brand, new gift vouchers. I wanted something a wee bit different. Scratch and reveal. I didn't want to do the wooden because I already had wood. I'm going to do something actually really, really nice for these, but this is what I came up with meanwhile. Again, you will not believe how many people actually compliment my dress sense. Now, I'm not boasting, but there's so many guests come up to me at a wedding and say, they were talking about how I was dressed. Actually, there was a bride or a client of mine booked me because she liked my jacket. So folks, if you're out doing a wedding, be dressed smart. I used to wear the whole black outfit, black, like, and I went in from a wedding one day, and my brother actually was like, "Oh, were you at a funeral?" And from that, I was like, "Oh my God, black does look professional, yes, and it kind of makes you blend in, but be yourself." So because I'm trying to kind of bring across this brand, I love Ralph Lauren, so I'm trying to attract them kind of people, old English style. So I would look like sometimes I'm going horse riding or going golfing when I'm out doing a wedding. And I do get loads and loads of compliments. Again, it's about a lasting memory too. Like, they didn't need to tell me that they liked my dress sense, but they did, like, and so to me now that's kind of in their mind, because they could have a daughter getting married or whatever. Like, so again, this is all about your brand. It's all important. Again, with another brand comes another car. This is my wee car, another wee mini. Sold the other one. I love a brand and a car because, again, when you're at a wedding, people see who's doing the photography. They see who it is, they can look you up, whatever. Like, I actually did last season unbranded because I sold this car and I did it unbranded and I hated it. So I'm actually going to go back to a mini and branding again. So yeah. So this is actually here because I'm a brander. This is how I used the same principles as I applied for my business and put it into my husband's business. So I take control of my husband's car company. So this was actually my lockdown projects here. I became a car photographer. So I then have used Fundy for non-photography brands. So I might actually just jump on. I'm getting hoarse now. So I might actually just jump on, Angela, and just demonstrate that if anybody is doing like a catalogue as such. So for iLex Car Sales is my husband's company along with his brother. They're doing really, really well. I actually give them online presence. I was doing their stories and they actually seen how much it worked. I went behind the scenes. I went here, Team iLex, went behind the scenes, went really personal, did the stories every day, and like they could see the difference. So this is where people buy into people. We were getting messages through on this brand here to say that like I was getting replies to stories and from a lady just going, oh my God, I would buy a car off this company because I love the crack. They just loved, and they got a sense of the people behind the business. So this is where people sell the product, not really the product as well. Like, so again, I thought I'm still kind of doing this for iLex. It's kind of alongside my own businesses. Obviously the photography has been quiet, but this has really kept me kind of motivated. I love doing the car photography. It was just different kind of avenues to explore and something to do during lockdown. So I then thought, and again, with iLex, my husband's company, I'm always thinking about being one step ahead. Again, it's desaturated here in Northern Ireland, car businesses and car dealers. So I'm always looking for them to be that one step ahead. So I'm actually creating now a catalogue for them, an online catalogue. And I wanted something really simple. And I was thinking, how can I create this? And I thought about Fundy. I thought I'm going to use Fundy. So I might actually jump on just to kind of show how, if you are doing a, or should I? Do you think is that beneficial?
Yeah, why not? Go for it.
Because I know a lot of it is about I know a lot of it is for, I got it here. I don't know, Angela. I'm stuck.
Oh, last time you did stop share, didn't you?
That's it.
Up to the top. That's it. So you've unshared now.
Yeah, because it gives me the X. So am I sharing now again, Angela?
Not yet.
Okay, hold on. How long am I on?
So now we're seeing Fundy Designer with the
yeah, so I actually wanted to create a blank template myself. So Fundy actually you can create your own, you can use their templates. So if I go New Studio Magazine, I'll just show you. It's like, I know it's probably been done before, but just kind of for, oh, let me pick something. So I'm actually probably not going to get this printed, the iLex one. It's merely for online. Again, it's just to give that wee bit of oomph to the business. It's just to make them look different from the competition. So you can do the blank ones, or like these are all the templates. So I just, for the iLex one, I actually just created a blank magazine. So I didn't. I actually used the generic magazine and then I altered it to suit. So I'm going to just X out of this here because I'm going to go into the iLex one. And just to show you how like you can create then like a template and then just duplicate it. If you are doing a like catalog, so you're not redesigning. So this was like this is a work in progress. They actually don't know why I'm doing this, so they're going to be delighted. So I had taken, like, obviously good car pictures. Again, that's another story. And I'm creating now this online magazine for them. I am going to do an about, and it's going to be very personal. It's about them as cubs, like when they were growing up and stuff like that. So again, I'm getting that kind of personal approach, because that's what I Likes is all about. It's about two boys, two brothers, and everybody knows them for that. They're mad into Ford Focuses as well. So here's a bit here that I wanted to just kind of show. So I wanted to create like a catalog that I could probably just export and then just kind of have like a flip book for potential clients. So what I did, if I remember, so I just created this one template to make like a catalog, created all the text and that, and because I knew I was going to have more than one page, I move us. Because I knew I was wanting more catalog pages, I just went, where is it? Oh, where am I now? I'm gonna, oh, here. So duplicate spread. So it just duplicates it. So then I'm able then just to go on now and just change all the, again, it's just drag and drop. So it's easy peasy. So actually with this brand as well, I have brought myself in sneakily. I was like, because things have been quiet for obviously the wedding season, portraits these days because of the lockdown, I then have now started to promote car photography. So again, try and collaborate. If you're a photographer, try and collaborate and use your brand with something else. So this is two brands kind of coming together. All right, this is my husband's brand, and it just is very convenient that I'm a photographer. But to me, it's more revenue, and it actually is something else, another product that they can sell. So I actually have only literally started this week, and I am now starting to do the ILEX products. So this is where now this side of it can come in. So I'm able to sell car for those that want it. People are mad about cars. It's unbelievable how mad people can be about cars. Like, it's not my thing, but somebody's thing. So sometimes they will spend a lot of money and they will want a nice picture of the car. So I now am really using this to my advantage, and I'm trying to create like these visuals and that. So people are now going to be sending me the products or sending me their images. I'm able to see if they're good enough for a wall product, wall display, and I'm able to do it all through the Fundy software as well. So yeah, I think I can jump back again and see, because I think I'm in the last slide. So there was actually, Angela, can you see that?
Yep. Yeah, the cars. Yep.
Here. So here is actually the finished products. So yeah, so this is actually starting to generate now a wee bit of interest, and I'm excited to use the Fundy now, the wall display, because people can give you an image and it's maybe not the right size and stuff. So the Fundy, the wall displays can give me the images, and I can create like something. People are fascinated with the simplest of things, especially when they have no idea that this is kind of happens in the photography world, that you can get like visuals on the wall and things like that. Like sometimes it still blows my clients' minds. So yeah, so Angela, I think that's my last slide.
That was great.
Was that really too quick?
No, that was great. Really interesting. Do you want to unshare your screen then, so we can see you again?
Stop share.
Excellent. Welcome back. Yes.
I feel like
that was really good. Now there's some questions. The first one that came up was, where would you get started with a mood board for building your brand?
Do you know what you do? You actually take everything that you love personally. So I would take, like, see there, like I love Ralph Lauren. There's a reason why you're attracted to certain brands yourself, and certain colors and certain just interior decisions. So you kind of create, do you mean actually the software, Angela, or is it just how do you gather it all?
No, yeah, literally, how do you gather it? Where do you start? You've got a blank piece of paper or a blank screen on your
So
computer.
I
How do
would
you
go to
start?
stuff that you love, films you love, what you love to eat, like just brands that you love, because you will love that brand for a reason. And the
Mhm.
reason will probably be because you have a connection with it. And that connection could be that you kind of relate to the colors, you relate to the designs, you relate to just simple wee things subconsciously, and you don't actually realize. So for me personally, I grew up on a farm. I'm like a real country girl. So you can see how my brand is so me. I love Ralph Lauren. I actually love Tommy Hilfiger as well, but that's kind of more like, I don't know why. I think I appreciate Ralph Lauren because they have simplified their brand so much. Like it's red, navy, white. That's it. And that's what I love about Ralph, or that's what I love about Tommy Hilfiger. So to me, look at brands, look at your loves, look at actually your interior design. Look at the colors that's on your wall because you've made a choice for a reason. So normally, like I actually always, it's funny, see whenever I go into a bride's house, like 9 times out of 10, the bridesmaid colors is the same color as the wall in the bedroom.
That's really interesting.
It really is. And I will always say that. And I'm like, so people don't realize that they're making choices subconsciously. And you pick things for a reason. You pick wallpaper you pick like certain things for a reason. Like there's some brands that I see and I think that's not me, but that must be them. Like certain colors, things like that. Like, so
Yeah.
yeah. Does that answer it?
And I get, yeah, definitely. And I guess through doing all that, like you say, you then start to identify the album types that you like. And that helps you sort of feel more genuine and honest when you're saying to someone, oh, yes, you should have this, or you've got this small selection.
Well, it's kind of comes to like whenever you start getting a gasp of what you like, you kind of can put that into elements. So you can put that into materials. You can put that into like you can see there. Like I've used like sack, like hessian, sack. Like I've used like moss. I've used like that's all stuff that's related to me personally because that's my background. That's who I am as a person. I'm a farmer. I love farming. I love nature, and like it's hard for me to say what somebody else's brand could be, but say, for example, if somebody loves color, like it will sit well that their albums could be pink and bold and blues and like it'll sit well with them and you don't understand, but they will actually attract that same person that likes that kind of style. Like actually my brand is very, I find it too, Angela, like my shooting style, I'm very, very classical. That's just me. And do you see there when you see so much photography out there and it's class, it's like reportage, all this real off the cuff stuff. I love a moment, but I think it's just I'm very, very pernickety, structured. I like things to be perfect. And that's kind of made me very posy. I use my off-camera flash so that skin tones are right. And again, that's all about my brand. I've had clients actually have said to me, Audrey, sometimes people don't know what it is that makes you different. I've had clients come to me that maybe have seen other photographers online, they're browsing, they're trying to kind of pick the photographer. Like, Audrey, I don't know what it is about your photographs, but they're different. And then I'm like, I know what it is. It's my flash. It's because, do you know what I mean? But there might be other people that don't use off-camera flash. But again, that'll attract a different client.
Yes.
So
the point is you shoot the stuff that you think you enjoy and that you want to shoot, and that attracts the clients who want that. So you work together and you end up sort of, it's a self-fulfilling situation, isn't it? Because you're creating the stuff that they want.
In my magazine, I talk about posing. And I do say, like, I had loads of people in the wedding fair come up to me and they loved, do you see that image that I put up? It was actually one that I won an award with. And they loved that image. And they say to me, they go, but I don't like to pose. And I'm like, but you like that image? And they might say, I want an image like that. And then they might go in a conversation, but I don't like to pose. And I'm like, well, you know, if you want an image like that, I have to pose you. So it has to be a wee bit of give and take, like, and then I can explain too, like, it's about building confidence as well with your clients, like, and showing them that you know what you're doing. So yeah, I don't know if that answers the question or not. I go
I
off.
think it does. And when you offer albums, do you limit this size range as well?
Yes. So actually, do you see there that I give it all?
Mm-hmm.
So my only, and I let my clients know exactly what's for happening, that actually after the wedding they're not going to have to give me another £1,000, they're not going to have to give me another, because to me it doesn't sit well with me. I just want that relationship to continue with my clients. I don't want anything interrupting that. And I do believe that if you're not upfront and honest with your clients from day not, you're going to lose that if you start being a wee bit kind of cheeky. Not cheeky, it's not unfair to say cheeky, because I know you know people do this, but for me it doesn't sit well with me. And so I tell people, like, I'm a giver. I like to give it all, and I like that people get my albums and it's like, wow, they've got good value for money. There's nothing else to do. Do you know what I mean? So actually the only other thing that I add as extra, but I tell my clients about it, is the add-ons. So if they want parent albums, it's an add-on. If they want to upgrade the album, it's an add-on. But they're all told about it. Do you know what I mean?
So it's all up front.
So they will know the exact max spend. So yeah, like you could upgrade the cover to an acrylic cover. You can just go leather. There's loads of just different kind of like add-ons that, but again, they know about it up front. It's like, I'm not charging them for layouts. I'm not charging them for extra images. So they're still getting the same experience. And do you know something, actually, do you see the upgrading alone? It has actually give me more revenue. So I'm happy. I'm still happy if they go for just my entry album, standard, still a lovely album, grand, does the job. I'm happy that in 30 years' time, they'll lift that album, nothing's left out. But if they want to then, for aesthetic reasons, if they want to upgrade that, that's up to them. Like, so yeah.
Great. And I thought your Instagram Live was a brilliant idea for, letting people know who you are, and that your videos for explaining to a potential client, what they're going to get. I think that's a great idea. Did you script your Instagram Live, or did you just do it off the cuff?
No, done beats perfect, always. I believe that people put stuff like this off because they want it perfect. Like, it's like people will buy into people more if they seem more human. If their hair's a mess, if they're like more them, if things seem too structured. I'm actually there's a guy now and he's doing something completely different, and he's doing online stuff, and I'm like, it's too structured. I'm telling him he needs to be more himself, just get on, be more himself. Because again, I always say people can smell the BS as well, and the more human that you can be, the better. So I actually literally, I think if I was to send that link, my hair's a mess, but I say my hair's a mess. And I'm sorry, my hair's a mess. But you want to know, son, that's what they're getting on the wedding day. They're not getting a mess of hair, but it's like they're getting something that's human, that's not that they connect with. And I think I do just be myself, crack a couple of jokes, not like really bad jokes, but I just kind of make quick banter, be myself. And to me, it's working a treat, Angela. Like, I really have to say, I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. It was just something that I kind of thought, how can I be one step ahead? Now I'm really kind of rising, because now all my other competitors are going to be doing it. But even there, like yesterday, like that client yesterday seen me through Instagram. Now, she's seen me through my fine art page, which is like really out there. So I don't know what she's expecting for my weddings, but still got the booking at the end of the day. She's seen something in my fine art work that's connected with her, that she felt that I was going to be good enough to be her photographer. Then I actually just went on straight away, because I've upgraded my albums now. But that link was before. I showed her my current album. I just went on straight away, sent her a WhatsApp. Hey, Karen, here's my album. You don't hear me talking it. Actually, that should have played, but it was doing something in the silver screen. Hey, Karen, here's my album. Talked her through the album. There you go. Job's done. That's it. Do you know, it's so much more personal than just showing an image, showing a PDF. And she booked. And I was like, I didn't even
No, I think it's a great idea, because if you think about it, obviously people have got to love your photography, but they're basically inviting, you're a guest at their wedding that they have to pay for. So, you know, it's important that they like you, get on with you, and they see you sort of walk into the room with, oh, there's the photographer, you know, she's going to take a great picture of us.
Yeah.
Start of a good relationship, I think.
Talk about my style. But again, that's all within the brand. It's all like presenting yourself as the brand. Everything that you do.
Yeah. Great. Well, I think that's been really, really interesting. I think it's a good point to finish. But thank you very much for sharing all your ideas. And I'm sure there will be a lot of people doing some Instagram lives now.
I hope so. And do you know, son, if anybody wants to connect with me, find me on my Instagrams. I don't know. I think I shared them in one of the slides. You can look back and find me, connect with me. Some people, if you want, I actually have put it on my Instagram today. If you do want me to kind of take a wee skim through your brand, see where you're going wrong, I don't mind doing that complimentary. I do have like a mentoring kind of scheme too. Like if people really want to get down into nitty gritty, sort of find themselves. But meanwhile, people get online, get your face out there, because that's what people connect with.
Yeah, definitely. That's good advice and a really great offer. So I'd urge people to take that up. That's brilliant. Yeah. Thanks very much, Audrey. It's really good to see you.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.